Dice Age is made possible thanks to the support of our patrons. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
The Empire of Malika has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Avon the Main, the immortal empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Malika to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticise these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken. But the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, an actual play D&D show. My name is Jack and I am the Dungeon Master. With me as always are our wonderful heroes. Would you all please go around and introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm AJ and I play Edgar Wood, the half-elf blood hunter.
Hey, I'm Alice Rose, and I play T, the elven sorceress.
Hey, I'm Dakota, and I play Esaraeus, the human rogue.
Hey, I'm Zach, and we're playing Tauros, your tiefling paladin.
Hello, I am Trey, and I will be playing Oberon Perseus Maximus Germanius Cornelius Alexander, your drow fighter.
We had some exciting and interesting stuff happen in the last session. AJ, were you able to set up a nice recap for us?
Yeah, so a lot of really cool stuff happened. I think two characters in particular got a lot of really fun stuff. So I'm gonna talk about some of the other things that happened before we get into a little game that I want to play here. We got to talk to Colic quite a bit and got to learn a lot about T and S. We had some other fun stuff where we had a few really good negotiations. Um, Edgar got to talk to Colic about possibly becoming an ally, and she agreed. All for the cost of Edgar delving more into his anger with Morrigan, and so it's gonna be a whole lot messier if Edgar's ever at risk of bloodlust. Uh, Oberon had a really great conversation about the power that we have with this shard, and through learning that and getting an urn that should help us with keeping it at bay. All Oberon had to give up was the couple years of life that were going to be taken away from Essa, and we also had something else to happen, but we don't need to worry about that because we're actually going to dig into a game. Because with the conversation with Colic, we had a few really interesting conversations about origins and also family. And when I thought about family, I thought, let's play this recap interview game called Too Fast, Too Curious, where we're going to have Alice and Dakota talk a little bit about what their characters went through. And I think it helps to start here with Dakota. Dakota,
Mhm.
Essa went through quite a few revelations in this last episode. What really impacted Essa the most?
I think finding out that this was not just a thing given to thing that was from his bloodline that was just a random power, but that it's a part of something grander, like this grand source of death, was really impactful. I think it really kind of changed his perspective on everything.
Yeah, the Reaper was fucking wild. Alice, she also had a couple really interesting things because the episode before this ended with Colic knowing who the fuck you are. So what really stood out to T?
I mean, I think that something that really stuck with T coming out of that conversation is kind of like her purpose and what she was created for, because in this case, she was created, unlike most other beings, becoming a creature of like revenge and justice. And that's something that really hit with her.
Yeah, and coming from Kalik, who we found out is a fucking immortal hag, kind of makes it also interesting. So, we shared a little bit about the little negotiations that we had. You two had some fun negotiations. I think we should start with Dakota before we get into the Alice one. I think I'll let Trey or Zach ask Alice this question. So, because I feel like they really want to. But Dakota, what did you negotiate for, and what did you have to give up?
I had to give up what I negotiated for was to get training to better learn how to control this Reaper power. Let's put it like that. And to give up, I had to give. Well, I was going to give a year of my life plus the rapier that once belonged to his mom, but Oberon took the year of the life part of the bargain onto himself, so I only had to give up the rapier.
That's pretty deep. Seems pretty costly. Luckily, Oberon came here. But you know what? I'll leave it to my friends. I don't know. I feel like Trey really wants to ask this question right now.
Yeah, I've got a question. Okay, that's a lie, Alice. I've got a lot of questions, but I'm gonna boil it down to like one or two. Um. Yeah. Giggle up, giggle up. Fucking. Okay, you. You know what those nails were? Karma.
I got a fucked manicure, guys.
Why don't you explain to the class, to all our listeners, Alice, what
Okay.
exactly first part of the question, what did T ask for?
Okay, so she found out about her hag nature, right? And she asked for any like advice or help that Kala could give her, being her literal maker. And Kala was like, I can give you some dope Reaper shit and also make you more of a night hag. And I received a new spell, which is awesome. And I got additional damage and a frightening presence. So that's incredibly awesome. In payment,
Mm-hmm.
upon my death, I will be reanimated by Kalik as a hag and I will join her coven.
Wow, that's a pretty steep price, right, Zach?
Can I also ask them what are the specifics of this? Like, did you pry her about like what would happen?
No.
Would it be
No,
you?
I did not.
Oh, but
Huh.
surely you must have tried to like bargain with her to like knock it down at all, like, or like
Nope.
move it more in your favor.
Maybe any fine print that there's most likely going to be.
Nope.
Any insurance to make sure that you actually retain like some semblance of your will and
Nope.
personality.
Anything?
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen of the podcast, I rest my case.
The
I
jury rests.
hereby diagnose Alice with dumb bitch disease.
Hey, guys,
Cool bitch disease.
No, I know
Can't-
what I
you
fucking
can't.
said.
guys, but hey, that's definitely a complicated thing. But what isn't complicated is we're heading to Ellacreek. College just did that out of the goodness of her heart. That was really cool. You know that just happened.
Wait, I thought that she did that because you guys gave her a sparrow.
That we had Jack. I think we're running out of time. We're gonna need to call it the recap.
My
there,
blood
and we're
pressure
not
can
gonna talk
only rise so much.
Okay, well, I guess in that case, let's just return to the world of Elmera.
Anybody see my sparrow egg?
Fuck you.
I just hate the couple. Cool.
All right. So, you all find yourselves after having hearing the crunching of an eggshell. You all find yourselves back in the forest on the outskirts of the village of Ellacreek. And you see that it is sometime around noon. And yeah, the village is in front of you.
Cool. Good.
Right. Anybody? I'm just going to do a quick check. Is everybody here? Like nobody's like missing from the teleportation.
No one's missing.
No,
Everyone's
bro,
here.
we're not you. We're not
my-
pretending to be.
Whoa.
How long?
We're actually faster.
How long were you holding that?
I
Looking
am
flashes.
queasy. The teleportation made me queasy. Okay.
Mhm.
No,
Did it also make you moody?
yes.
Yeah, so he's just always moody.
It's true.
All right.
Can we do, or can I do some kind of perception check to like see where, like near the town, if it's like outside of town? Do I know the way? You know?
It's like you guys are like right outside of town, so like
The entrance.
you're like you're not right at the entrance because that would be, you know, it would draw attention if a group of people just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. But like you can see the village from where you are. So it's like you walk forward like a few yards and you're in the village.
Okay.
Cool.
Asking us if we want to start at her house, see if there was any evidence left behind.
Maybe before that, before we go breaking into a potential candidate for mayor's estate, ask some questions.
Works too.
Have we checked in with Planet?
We already used
today.
Yeah, we used it today.
We used our check-in today.
Yeah.
I felt like because we because we asked him about like
Right.
about
Question: Were we told like if they were hiding her somewhere, or were they just?
No, we just knew that she
They can't
witnessing.
The
They can't scry at her.
the only information you have is that you can't scry on her. That you know the people that were supposed to help keep her safe were attacked, and
Well, I meant as in, do we know that the people protecting her moved her somewhere? Like
No,
moved her from her house,
no,
or
she got taken.
She got
No,
taken. Like the
I mean-
people protecting her.
She
like
wasn't hiding in a safe
Oh,
house.
oh,
that's what I
my
meant.
bad, my bad.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Alice.
if she was in a safe house.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
As far as you know, no, there was no information about that.
Yeah. Well, we can ask around, see if we can find out.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. So as you all look around, you know it is the fourth day of Flidane, the last month of summer. So a lot of people in the village right now are still tending to fields, working on crops, getting prepared for harvest. That'll be coming up, you know, after this month. You know, there's people. It's a general, you know, modest commotion in the village as people are going to and fro working on their stuff. There doesn't seem to be, you know, just reading the atmosphere here, it's more of like a just another day here kind of attitude.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can look around for some like memorabilia or like any kind of like small like propaganda or anything for either of the candidates?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy, I'm so good at those.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, I'm so good at those.
That's a nat 20 for a total of 21. Yeah. So as you all like enter the village, you look around, you see like there's a near the town hall, there's this large bulletin board, and on it you see there's an announcement that the election has already occurred, and because of the absence of one of the candidates, Marcus Toldrin, has been reelected mayor by default.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Oh,
Toro's
sorry,
kind of
were
like,
we not supposed to be happy about that?
oh yeah, let's go, baby. Toro's kind of like pulls down one of like the posters for him and just like, okay, maybe we see what we can find for information at the tavern. That's a small town where a lot of voices are heard.
Of course.
Anyone remember that huntress who he allied with? She showed us where our
I know
friends
exactly
were.
who you are.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find her
know.
fucking name.
Liara.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was in my notes, Jack. I will have gotten to it. It's literally right here. I would have gotten there.
Perhaps she would be a good first stop.
Yeah.
As we're like moving away, or as we're like heading towards the tavern, I'm guessing Oberon is going to like be walking next to Tauros and just go. I don't suppose that we would want to at any point stop and check on your father's condition.
Toro's kind of like keeps his gaze forward and just nods. If I said no, you'd know what I was lying. So I do, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
We find time. Will.
Okay. He kind of like nods again. You see, like his face looks like he's trying hard to hide his stress, but you can see there's a lot there of like everything going on and where he is. He just kind of nods. Thank you. Yeah. Well,
Can I look to see? Can I do a perception check to see if I notice as we're walking through town towards the tavern? Is there anybody like are we getting looks that are just like, oh, strange, like adventurers or something showing up to, or is it like suspicious, like what's
mhm.
the general what's the general reaction to us coming into town?
I want to do that specifically for guards because this is the third time we've been here now, and
Mhm.
to see if Toldrin's now got an eye out for
That would be an insight check from both of y'all,
Okie dokie.
Can I?
or from anyone who's trying to suss out how people are reacting to you.
That's a nat 20 for a 31.
Oh my god.
8.
All right.
31.
Yeah. So Oberon is the only one who succeeds with his nat 20 of 31. You get the
I just
vibe.
want to say, if you combine our 3 insight scores, we're still less than Oberon's.
Mhm.
Oh, add that.
Yeah. So with you look around as you all are like walking. I assume you all are just walking towards the tavern at this point.
Yeah.
You get some glances, but the general vibe is just adventurers coming through kind of situation. There's some trepidation on the faces of people as you walk by. Not necessarily like they're scared of you specifically, but there's also just kind of this like weariness of like this town's been busy for a while, busier than usual. So people are just kind of tired of seeing new faces for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so you all end up reaching the tavern, and as you head on inside, you see that there's some mild commotion as people are in there eating, drinking, but there's it's the middle of the day, so it's definitely not busy in here. As you look around at the bar, you do not see Liara.
It's possible she's out
No.
hunting right now.
And making sure that Oberon at this point is like keeping his voice low enough to where like it can't be overheard by anybody outside of like our immediate vicinity, especially with like the noise from the bar. Our Toldrin may have not taken too kindly to anybody who either opposed his previous position or seemed favorable for his competition.
Possible.
You remember how he tried to hire us last time?
Oberon's just going to walk up to the bar. How much for? And counts out 5 drinks. Standard.
Yeah, bartender, a human woman looks at you all and just says, it's for 5 drinks, that'd be 15 silver.
Oberon's going to take out
15 gold.
money. 15 silver.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought Dakota was okay. Oberon's going to take out. Oberon's going to take out 3 gold pieces and like slide and give them to her. And seeing as we're new into town, we could be maybe caught up as to why exactly people here are looking. I guess haggard is the best way to put it.
She takes out some tankards, begins filling them up and passing them out, and says, well, election didn't really go the way people were expecting. I don't know if you noticed on the bulletin, but Toldrin is mayor again. Not everyone is very excited about that. And there's a lot of suspicion as to what happened to the woman everyone did favor. And worst of all, our best hunter's gone missing, so we don't know how we're going to do about game and everything.
And what are the rumors about? Surely nothing. Are they suspecting foul play?
She kind of like gives you a look, and she just says, listen, I'm not going to be bad-mouthing the mayor if that's what you're trying to get me to do.
I
know what happens to people who go against him. And she hands you the beer and then just walks away.
Ron just got it. Well,
I think it might be good if we have T take the lead and see if we can find out more about what happened to Liara. She can go and honestly say we're friends of hers.
Perhaps maybe not starting with the bartender.
Yeah. No, yeah, the one we told when you to, yeah.
We also might be able to try to find some city members of this town. People like that tend to pick up on things most people wouldn't hear.
It
And
sounds like though
but we also have to
be very careful because there are
who we talk to.
those seedier members could be exactly who we should be careful of.
That is some risk. I'm just putting possibilities out there of who we can go talk to.
Understood. I'll let Oberon's just gonna like nod, take a sip of his drink, and then just grimace at it and
Not used to it anymore, are you?
it just tastes bad.
Yeah, welcome to Ellacreek.
It's literally from the creek.
It's literally from the creek.
It's not even beer, it's just water.
It's
Okay.
just water. Creek water.
Okay.
Oh god, the amount of parasites in that. Ugh.
I was pretty young when I was here. Can I do any rolls to see if any names come to my mind around town?
Of like shady characters.
Yeah, something like, like don't go near that guy. He's a fucking weirdo.
Stay away.
you know?
Stay away from.
Stay away
Billy
from
Bob.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me a history check.
Oh boy, I'm so good at those too. That's a
Hey,
14.
14, not bad.
14. You know, it's been a long time since you've been home.
Mhm.
Like, you remember hearing rumors about, like, certain people, but no one, it's more about, like, rumors of, like, infidelity and, like,
Yeah.
people, um, like, trying to get by on taxes or something like that. Not so much about, like, there's never been a strong organized crime
Yeah.
presence in Ellacreek. Like, there's been people who have tried pulling stuff like that,
Issues.
but there's never been like a straight up gang kind of situation here.
Mhm.
It's just too small for that kind of thing to happen.
Yeah. It's a bit more risky, but we could go right to the source and see what we can find at Mal's house.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but was T gonna start like trying to talk to someone?
We were thinking of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we
That
didn't have
that was
any
an idea.
direction to send her.
I
Taurus.
could sit down at a random table full of the drunkest people I can find and see what I can charm out of them.
It's an option.
That's an option.
Taurus, did you have any other friends between you and her from childhood? Anyone who you think might
Um,
have been stayed close with her throughout the campaign or whatever? Because I don't imagine they didn't take out everyone, right? Gotta be multiple people helping her with a campaign.
not that I really knew of. Not as we were growing up.
Yeah, I'd say you would know that Marika was that's her name, Marika or Malika? I'm sorry.
Malika.
I knew it was one or the other. Malika was uh she had friends other than you, but like
Yeah.
uh, as far as you knew that you two were the closest, and like the closest thing to a strong friend that you guys knew that she had was Liara, but Liara's missing. So but T, if you want to, like, just give me a little perception check to like scan over the room to see if there's anyone you think is a little too in their cups.
Perception. Okay. 16.
Yeah. So as you scan the room, most people are here just kind of like eating their lunch, not so much drinking. But there is an older woman that is like kind of at one of the tables, kind of like wrapped up in a shawl, but uh, is also got several tankards sitting at her table, and is nursing on one of them at the moment.
All right. I'll be right back. She'll saunter over um and sit down across from the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello there. How are you?
Hello, dearie. I'm doing good.
Feeling good, seems like.
Mm-hmm. It's my it's my day off, and I'm doing what I should. What? Yep.
Good for you. I love to rest after a long, stressful day.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it even better.
Oh, stress. You don't know stress, dearie. You're not even. You haven't been. You didn't see. You weren't here when all the stress was happening.
Ooh, tell me about your
Yeah,
stress.
give me a little persuasion check. It's just a
Eh,
formality, but you should still roll it.
21.
That's a yeah. So, and she goes, "Well, let me tell you, I had varmints get into my potatoes patch.
No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they clear through a whole mess of my spuds. And now, it's just frustrating because I'm an old woman, as you can tell, And it's just, it's nice to have the food, but now I don't have it anymore because of the varmints. And it's just great because Toldrin said that after he got elected, he'd get rid of them. But they're still here.
Was his opposition pro-varmint?
Well, she was talking about like, oh, there's things that are more complicated and people need help, but varmints is varmints, and they're going to be getting into your spuds whether you want them to or not.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
So, did Toldrin win handily?
Well, she wasn't there.
She wasn't there?
Well, yeah, don't you?
Scandal.
Right. You see, she had this strange group that was hanging around her, and she told everyone, don't worry about none of it, because they were just there as a little precaution. And I was just thinking, if you're not doing anything that needs precautioning, why are you taking those precautions? Clearly, some precautioning was going on.
But then she's missing. Did she leave?
Well, she probably got chased out by them new guards that Toldrin brought.
New guards?
Well, yeah. They got, they got nice armor, they got nice weapons. There's one of them seems like a real mean cuss, Oh, don't tell anyone I said that, though.
Oh, of course not.
Right.
Just between us girls.
Human, I can't be saying bad things about elves.
It's all right. And she'll like flash an ear.
Oh. Aren't you just nice?
I do my best. So who are these new guards?
I'm not quite sure. They just showed up one day, and I went to Toldrin and I said, well, hey, there's these strangers around, and you said that you'd be taking care of varmints, so what's up with this? And he said, and he said to me the things, this is what he said, was they were here to take care of some special varmints that had been, that were making, they were gonna get into my spuds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But then it still happened. So I don't know.
You didn't get rid of the special varmints.
Clearly, my spuds are gone.
That is a damn shame.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Well, I really appreciate you chatting with me today.
No, that's nice of you to say to me. That's nice.
Of course.
You're such a nice young lady to come talk to an old woman who's having the trouble. You know what? You here, and she hands you a copper piece and says, "You get yourself a nice, something nice because you're nice."
You are so kind, and it will come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get those varmints out of your field.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll stand up and saunter back to the door.
Wow.
We were watching that.
Felt racist. That felt racist.
AJ, you want to share with the class what you just sent me?
I did text Trey. Special Varmin. They also call that Varmin Ultra, which is my favorite racist toilet paper brand in Elmera.
Oh.
While I was drinking.
Okay. T goes back to the guys. Looks like Toldrin hired secret police. Or not so secret. Probably adventurers. New guards. He also didn't get rid of the varmints that he promised his constituents, but that's besides the point.
Well, maybe we can keep asking around about these new guards, or see if we can find them.
Is it a good idea to ask around too much?
I
Probably
don't think
not.
so. They'll be pretty easy to spot from what I guess.
We
Do you
could go
see
and
the average citizen wearing armor?
Does T mention the fact that she said that they were elves?
She did not, but she would.
Okay, that was what I inferred. Jack, is that
Yes.
correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
the
I
the
shouldn't be
secret
talking bad about
police.
elves.
Yeah, the secret police are elves. Yes.
So seems like he received help from the Empire.
You got a little quiet there.
Yeah, seems that he received help from the Empire.
Seems like it.
One way we could play this is interest in helping out, maybe being special guard ourselves if we're starting to get too many eyes.
That might
We
actually not
do.
be a bad idea.
Did
I'm
they
concerned if we have adventurers from Avon that they might know
recognize?
us.
I
Did
Oh.
she mention how many of these special guards there were? Or are they just
She didn't seem to have that much acuity.
well, what?
Oberon,
She was a little too drunk for that.
when it's been a while, right? It's been way too long since your friends were supposed to be here.
Know that, right, Jack? It has been like way
It's
too
been
long.
past when they should have arrived. Yes, arrived and left.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh.
'cause it's been months since you guys were last in Ellacreek.
But
Would have
no one knows
already
we're
been
not still
here.
adventurers. I think we still can play the Avian adventurer card.
Unless
They got hired.
somebody from those guards is in the know. Which
That's
is
what I'm
very
wondering.
unlikely, but not impossible.
But really, we've done a pretty good job of keeping relatively quiet outside inside cities. Outside of cities, not so much. But I don't know who would know we're out here besides anything having to do with our family. Right? Am I missing something?
Scry.
Was good old Grandpa.
Exactly. He could have potentially. There's just always the possibility.
There's always a possibility that the information got leaked or just let out.
Mhm.
But I think if it were, we would already be, well, we wouldn't be standing here talking right now.
Especially because it's been a few days since we got the thing. I don't think if she knew that we would have been left alone.
So it's possible that nothing has been revealed yet. We're still in the clear, but like Oberon said, I think it's still would be smart of us to keep that as a back of our mind warning. We could always try to find the special guards before we learn anything more about them. If we feel like doing that, if talking would be much bigger risk than we're willing to take.
I mean, the last time we talked to Marcus, we weren't necessarily on his bad side yet, so
Yeah.
we could also just
Oh.
go ask him about it. It's a little risky, but he doesn't have any reason to not trust us right now.
I would wonder us coming in. Well, maybe that could work. Maybe he wouldn't be suspicious of it, but us coming in shortly after it's happened and being like, "Hey, where did this person go?" Or like, "Do you know what happened to so and so?" It might set off alerts in his head.
be very subtle on that subject and focus on what we can get.
Hmm.
We could, again, still just talk to other people too. We have nothing besides the special guard, so.
Mm-hmm.
We can always check. We can check Al's house. The last potential ditch effort. But what I'm curious about were the people assigned to guard her. Were they taken out? Were they?
Is this? Do you mean the Monstrous
Yeah,
Alliance people?
yeah. The group. What
Yes,
did
yes.
There was.
Planet say anything specific?
Planet would have told you that there was a single survivor of the encounter, who was able to, report back, and return to the monster base. He reported that there was a group of elven soldiers that attacked. That they tried to get Malika out of there and to a safer location. So they were tracked down, and all of them were either killed or left for dead. And when this survivor regained consciousness, everyone was gone.
Yeah.
Perhaps could be a great lead. We're just gonna have to be careful there for sure.
Yeah. You might want to try and go in there when it turns to night.
That could be more suspicious, though, for Kong.
So it looks like you all do. So from what it sounds like, from what you all are talking about, you've got potentially talk to Marcus, feigning ignorance, and just checking in on things to try to get some information out of him. You've got, go to Malika's house, see if there's any evidence or signs of where she or the special guards may be, or continue to try interrogating locals in a way that may start drawing attention to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's an awful idea. You remember when we went to my grandfather's place, and he had that fort outside of town where he kept the people he didn't like?
Mm-hmm.
Fort Durgan is close.
It's possible.
That's
It would
correct.
not be out of the realm of possibilities. But I would like for us to maybe attain a bit more if before traveling all the way out there. Because it's a several hour journey out there, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not, it's you guys could get there right around dusk at this point. So it's not like too out of the way, but by the time you go there, investigate, and come back, it'll be pretty far into night when you return to Ellacreek.
And if we're willing to do so, just want to put all the options out there. We still have a bit of daylight left.
Mhm.
We could investigate to see if we can find anything else about Durgan, see if it's been renovated at all, or used for anything, or
Mm-hmm.
any money's been put towards it. Then that could be a sign.
This is stupid, but would it be worth it to split up right now? Have less of a large group going around asking some more pointed questions for a lot of these things and let us tackle them at different times. Because if I think we're doing the Battle House thing, I think we need as few people with Essa as possible so that he can do his shit.
If
And I don't want to get in T's way of doing a lot of the good, persuasive things.
if we split up, if we're going to send a group to go check out the fort, me and Oberon can probably be the quickest. I have a spell that allows me to gain a steed, and with Oberon with wound, we would probably be quicker than just on foot.
I do also have
Mostly.
haste.
Haste only
would-
lasts for like a
Yeah,
An
few
hour.
minutes, an hour. I thought it was
Yeah.
like
this
A
bad.
minute.
I was
A
gonna say.
minute. A
Yeah.
minute.
It's a minute.
Sorry.
Taurus is saying like he can get a ride and like
Right.
have a horse and
Magic wood.
a horse and a big dog are faster than just going on foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you want, Edgar? Would you want to go with those two as insurance
Uh,
in case any fights break out?
I'd say I
And
trust them to get back here faster than if
I was going to say, I mean no offense by this, but I believe that if you and T get caught in a sticky situation, you two are easily the most
We'd be crushed.
susceptible. I would do me good knowing that at least Edgar was there. Ian, Taurus may not be the stealthiest, but we at the very least can. At least we have those rings, don't we?
Yes.
I do.
you
I do.
don't,
Do you have to tell?
unless you got it from Fen.
Didn't Fen pass
he
it?
did. Fen gave it to him.
Yeah.
And passed it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember
I'm
that.
pretty sure.
I remember asking Fen, and he said he'd hold on to it. 'Cause I
Did you
remember
put it in
asking
your
him.
character sheet?
Uh-oh.
We have
It's probably
items
with-
for a reason.
I know for a fact it's not on Oberon's character sheet.
I say if Oberon doesn't have his Essa, because we have to attune to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essa
Mhm.
will take off his and give it to Oberon and go attune to this while you're traveling. If shit goes bad, you can use that to bamf out. Since I'll be close to those two, I won't necessarily need it for right now.
Understood.
Also, if you do know there's legit activity, I know I don't need to tell you this, but do not engage.
Of course. All right. Sound good to you, Taurus?
I'm good with that.
Right.
What do we want to tackle first, the three of us? Just so you guys know what we're up to.
Probably Mal's first.
All right.
No.
Jack, I'm sending you a question real quick before I do anything else.
Okay.
What's it called? So,
Okay. So, well, I'm just making sure I've got this right. We've got Tauros and not Edgar. Tauros and Oberon.
Oberon.
Mounted, going to Fort Durgan to see if there's any signs of recent activity there. And then we've got the three back in Ellacreek are going to be investigating Malika's house, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
Can't wait to get killed by the secret police.
Mhm.
It's gonna be fun.
You all let's so I'll say Tauros, you can go ahead and cast your Find Steed. Is it Find Steed or
Right.
Find Greater Steed?
Find Steed. We don't.
Okay.
I don't have the cool one yet. That we've talked
Fourth
about.
level lets him get the really.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about a cool little steed for Tauros when he gets to that big boy level.
Right.
It's another Tauros.
Okay.
Turos.
Oh my god.
Dosros.
Turos.
But yeah, so you'll summon a I guess you're just summoning a warhorse.
Yeah,
then?
we'll just go with a warhorse.
Okay. You guys go out to the outskirts. Tauros, you summon your warhorse. So how it looks is you channel your magic. A sort of circle appears on the ground in front of you, and stepping up out of it, you see this beautiful jet black, massively built horse just kind of step through the circle, just go and clip clop right up to you.
He'll kind of like reach a hand out and kind of like very gently just kind of run it along the side as he'll kind of like climb up. All right, we ready to go?
All right. And then you, Oberon, you hop onto Woon, and the two of you ride off in the direction of Fort Durgan. Okay. And then, so we're going to follow the Ellacreek team real quick. So the three of you head over to Malika's house. I imagine Taurus would have just pointed you in the right direction before he headed off.
Mhm.
No.
Nope.
We'll spend hours finding it.
Mm-hmm. As you all head over, you all see there. It's a very modest home. Nothing fancy. Looks very similar to Taurus's home. That you when you went to go pick up Micah.
Yep.
Seems like single story. But the front door is ajar, leading into.
I thought it was the door.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and yes. So you all are you all just going to head on inside, or?
Actually, before we do that, S is going to turn to T and Edgar and look and go, well, I know I'm normally decently stealthy. I don't want to. I have an idea. I don't know how well this is exactly going to work because I only just learned this, but this might allow us to get some information without risking us. He kind of looks to Edgar and goes, "You might need to be ready to catch me, and I'm going to activate the Soul Voyage."
Okay. So, so Edgar, Essa says you might need to catch me, and then Essa's body just goes limp. And Essa, you concentrate and then feel your soul kind of bleed through and then emerge from your chest of your body. And you look around and you see that your body has become completely translucent. T and Edgar, you don't see anything as Essa. At this moment, you have exported, projected your soul from your body, and are now in the ethereal plane. Your soul is in the ethereal plane. You see a purplish black cord emerging from your chest and your soul form, tethering to your physical body.
Yeah, Essa
I
looks.
think he's dead.
He's probably fine. We just got this Reaper shit. He'll be great.
If you do check his pulse, you will see that he does not have a pulse.
He's fine.
Esso's like waves his hand for their eyes. He goes, they can't see me, and he's gonna walk into the house. He's gonna like face the wall.
Yeah, you phase through the wall and find yourself in the central living room. The furniture is completely tossed. There's very obvious signs of struggle. There is like broken objects, things scattered around. You see there's another door further in leading into like a bedroom. Yeah, you want to take some time to investigate?
Yeah, I know I can't like physically move stuff, but I just want to kind of investigate around, just kind of look where I can and see if I can investigate, see if I can spot anything without physically moving things around right now.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
For an 18.
It's an 18. So, as you're looking around, you look through the room. You see like marks that seem to match up with like you've fought magic users before. There's not just like nicks and gashes in this room. There's also like blasts from magic as well. And you're looking around. There's this overturned table in the far corner of one of the rooms. And you can't like lift it up while you're in the ethereal plane, but you kind of something about it just like looks suspicious, and you phase your head through the table to look under it, and there you see a noble crest on the ground. It must have been knocked loose during combat, and
does it look familiar at all?
You recognize it as a crest you've seen many, many, many times on the armor of one of your companions.
Question.
It's fine. There's no way. There's no way.
I have a question, because the soul voice thing mentions I could telepathically communicate. Do I have to see Edgar and T to do that, or can I just do it if I'm in range of my body?
You do have to see them, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna like walk back to the wall, put my head out, and both of you hear in your head, bring my body inside. I found something interesting.
What the fuck?
Oh, sorry, I forgot you can't. I'm fine, I'm alive. Just
You
come in.
didn't say anything. You just said, catch me. Then we thought you died. And now you're saying, oh, come on in.
Would you help me carry him?
Why are you? God,
She's like trying to drag him in while Edgar's arguing semantics.
Jesus Christ, all crap.
Don't you mean soulmantics?
I'm so sorry.
Quick, before they go in with the 18, did I see like any traps left behind?
No, you just saw. You did not notice any traps.
Okay, so yeah.
Also, T, we should just make sure we're not catching any attention, bringing an unconscious body into this house.
Right.
I imagine you both are going to be rolling stealth checks then.
I want to
I
do
could
perception
try.
first, just to see
Yeah,
if we
perception first.
Mm-hmm.
have any looks our way. Oh,
Well,
fuck.
that's a 9 from Edgar and a nat 1 for 6 from T.
That's fine. We're so stealthy.
Edgar's still arguing with Essa.
I'm gonna stealth anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm good at it, but
14 from T and an 11 from
miserable.
Edgar.
I'm pissed.
You both head inside. You see the same things that Essa saw, and I imagine Essa, you're telepathically leading them to the crest.
Yeah. Seeing that there's no traps and doesn't like anyone's here, he will pop back into his body. Just, and you see Essa like wakes up. Just okay. By that table, there's something.
Yeah.
That
There's
is
a
freaky as
crest.
shit.
I know. There's a
what-
crest that well, I feel like both of you can guess who the noble crest belongs to.
God damn it.
Exactly.
Please say like it's the Smiths or something.
No, no, Edgar, you know who I'm talking about.
Fuck.
As
I want to really quickly, as soon as I get in, drop Essa's limp body and set up a little bit of a noise trap at the door.
Okay.
So that if someone else opens it, we can hear it from upstairs.
Is this a magical effect, or are you setting up a physical trap?
Just setting up physical.
Okay, yeah. Give me a sleight of hand check to set that up.
Oberon just
God
feels so
damn it.
validated
So that's
for
a
some reason.
That's a nat 1 for a 6 on that sleight of hand check. So you set it up and immediately set it off.
God.
I must fail me so often.
Well, as you look at your failed noise trap, we're gonna move on over to our mounted lads.
Oberon feels just an immediate sense of gratification, and he doesn't know why.
Mm-hmm. As the two of you are rushing out to the fort, you all shortly find the two yourselves at the fort where you last saw. It still is partially submerged within that ancient mudslide. The fort, on a cursory glance, does not look very different from how it appeared when you were last here.
Can I see if I notice any new
Mhm.
anything
Or
new there?
fortifications or
Yeah,
anything
any
clean
signs of
things.
recent use,
Yeah.
maybe this area looks too nice, like it's been cleared recently.
Right. Give me an investigation check
Fuck.
or a perception check.
Fuck.
Okay, I'll take the perception check.
And both are equally not great.
13.
12.
Okay.
Let's go.
Nothing you can notice on the outside here would indicate anything new occurring within the fort.
So, so here's what is in my brain right now. Here's what happened. Can I have Tauros?
So what had happened was
What happened was, can Tauros walk up to the place? He doesn't want to stealth, but I want to make a deception check to look like he's just kind of taking in the sights. Looks like it's a ancient ruin. Can he just look like a passerby in case anyone's
tourist?
watching him? Yeah.
Give me either a deception or a performance check.
Let's see. 4. I think my deception's also a 4. All right. Let's fucking go.
That's a 21. Yeah. You do a fairly good job of just passing yourself off as a traveler who's come across a unique landmark.
He kind of hops off his horse and kind of gives some pats, and he's just gonna kind of walk up to the fort and kind of just keep himself almost looking like he's just looking over the fort as he kind of approaches there was a big door or gate that was in the front, right?
I don't blame you for not remembering, but the whole outer wall is still partially submerged in the dirt. The last time that you all were here, the way that you got in was having to use a rope or scale the wall.
Fucking right, I forgot about that. How tall is it?
About 10 feet.
Cool.
Gross. And Oberon's just going to put his hands down.
Yeah.
Lift.
Yeah, the two of you together,
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll checks for that. You have high enough strength that it's easy for you to scale the wall with the help of each other.
Yep.
I would have also made sure that Woon and the horse are off in the tree line so that they're not visible from the outside road or anything like that.
Gotcha.
And then I'm just gonna all right. And what about the opening that we went in last time?
So yes, that was an excavated tunnel in the back of the fort. If you want to make a new perception check there, you can. Or I can just tell you what you get from a cursory glance.
I'll roll the check.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, bam. That's a 10.
Mm-hmm. With a 10,
does Taurus want to give me the help action?
Yeah, can I give him the help
Yes.
action? Because he's got a much bigger one.
Okay, it's going to be even worse now. Wha-bam.
It's also a 10.
It's the exact same.
Also a 10.
So, yeah, unfortunately, this does not appear to be too different from when you last saw it.
Well, it looks like the place hasn't really been touched. We want to at least take a peek in.
I think that's a good idea.
All right. The two of you begin walking in, and as you enter, are you guys trying to be stealthy with your approach?
Let's try.
Let's go. Let's go.
There's our stealth, Jack. There's our stealth. Hey, you know what's worse? We still we're almost more stealthy than the other party.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I was a ghost. I was perfectly stealthy.
That's a 4 and a 6. 4 for
You weren't a
Oberon, 6
ghost.
for
You were a
Tauros.
corpse.
So yeah, you two begin walking in. As you walk in, I'll say this: with your passive perceptions, this wasn't noticeable from the outside, but as you walk further in, head down that excavated tunnel, you enter into that first chamber from your last time here. You see that there's still streaks of blood, like dark, uh, old stains all along the walls and floor from the goblins that you all killed while you were here. Uh, and but further down, you smell the smell of smoke and fire. Something that it doesn't smell like there's a current fire going on, but it definitely smells like there was one recently.
Oh.
Hmm.
Get that, right, Tauros? You get that same
I-
smell?
Also picking that up. I just want to see if I have any other spells. Let me mark this one off.
Sorry, I guess technically it would only be Oberon's passive perception that would smell it.
Okay.
But
Never mind.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
once Oberon points it out.
Yeah.
So
Do you think how likely is it that that's something we're looking for?
not too sure, but I also know that it's too convenient to be
Mm-hmm.
anything more than coincidence. This place is completely abandoned.
We could.
Can I? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead first.
Can I? Let me know if I can do this or not, Jack. Can I attempt to? Can I attempt to see if now that I notice a fire, do I see any? Now that we're in here, can I see if I notice anything off on the inside now?
yeah, give me a perception check.
9.
Unfortunately, you still cursory glances are as best as you can do right now, without going further into the fort. And with that fire, for sure that there's been someone here recently. But the fact that you can't find any footprints or any obvious signs of people being here beyond the smell of the fire would lead you to believe that it's whoever it is someone who's making an effort to conceal their presence here, the fact that they have been here.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Just kind of keep your head on a swivel.
All right. As you guys are keeping your heads on swivels, let's get a perception check from both of you.
Alrighty.
All right, you ready
Here
for
we
this?
go.
You ready for this nat one? What did I say? What did I say?
Yo!
Well, that's
I know my roles.
That's
I
a
know my roles.
nat 1 from Oberon for a total of 8, and a 19 from Tauros. Tauros, as you all are beginning your approach, you're walking down the next excavated tunnel. You emerge within the second chamber, and just as you're about to step forward from the tunnel, you notice a with your dark vision, you're able to see just barely this thin silvery thread at the base of the tunnel, and you're able to stop Oberon before both of you walk into it.
the arm like comes up, just like Jack's. Watch your foot. Like he tries to keep it kind of quiet. Can I see what's connected to, or that?
If you step over it and into the room, I'll say you can see that it is set up connected to a trap.
Okay.
A very nasty looking one with some swinging blades and as I'll say, keeping your 19 perception, looking at them, you can see that they are laced with poison.
Someone's made a really big effort to keep themselves in here safe. That is some nasty poison.
I get the feeling then that we're on the right track.
Yep. It's hard to tell, of course, but does it look at all like the poison we've seen on the assassin?
I'd say if you had some like alchemist supplies, so you could take a sample and like examine it that way, you could maybe figure that out. But just from looking at it, there's not a way to tell.
Yeah. Taurus doesn't know his poisons.
Take a lick.
Do it. You
Aw.
won't.
Taste it.
He said I wouldn't.
I'll just keep heading down. There's nothing in this room besides that, right?
I will say, if this is me overstepping, let me know. But I will say, the two of you have just found a trap and you've smelt fire. So that would indicate that someone is hiding out here and is intentionally attempting to keep out intruders.
Yeah, I was just getting to
like if the two of you think that the two of you can go in here and deal with it, just the two of you, then maybe the two of you can continue on. But if you don't think just the two of you can handle what's ahead of the two of you,
I understood, Jack. I was getting to that, Jack.
Let's go, baby. We got this.
Yeah, we got this.
They have a wood and a horse, Jack.
That they left outside of the fort.
We have an army. We have a wound.
Cool. All right. I think we've got what information we need. Let's head back.
Sounds like a plan.
We're going to begin heading back into town.
Okay. You all head back into town. As we go back to the three in Malika's house.
Beep boop.
Just the three of them.
Like, so Edgar just set up his own trap?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would have been when we first came in.
Yeah.
I would have done that immediately. Then you showed us the crest.
Yeah.
Unless I attracted attention from my sounds.
As far as you have seen, there hasn't had anyone come in.
Yeah.
Cool.
S is just like, sorry about that. I didn't know exactly how it worked. I didn't know y'all couldn't see me or hear me.
A learning curve, to be sure.
Well, now we know.
Way of putting it.
Fuck, all right.
So, well, we
I'm
know
not
that
gonna touch
Claudius,
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mage hand it.
Mm-hmm.
Just grab it. Ask T to open the bag. Shoot it in there.
Okay.
All right.
We know that Claudiuses are involved in this, which should not be a surprise anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, if only somebody could have called this. If only somebody had the foresight to potentially think this. Oh no.
Do we have any way of contacting the others?
Well, no, it'd be way too far.
Yeah,
It would be
no.
way too far.
God damn it, T, you got my hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
T got T's hopes up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
clownishly too far.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait for.
Yeah, I'm new to magic. Let me try.
Okay. Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
All right. Come on.
Or sorry, a spellcasting ability check, we'll say.
T and Essa kind of sitting
That's
there
worse.
laughing a little.
So it's gonna be a charisma check. That's a 16.
Hey, 16.
check.
All right, so you tap in. You find that well of divine sorcery within you. And you're like, I'm going to use this to have my spirit reach out to my friends. I'm going to send them a message. What do you try to say? Just tell me. Let me know. All right.
Oberon.
So you say, Oberon, Oberon. And you open your eyes and you see that T and Essa are just staring at you as you are chanting Oberon to yourself.
Trying not to laugh.
Give it a second.
He's
He might be busy.
delusional.
He
I
might be
think-
Darling,
busy.
what spell do you think you're casting?
Honestly, I don't know what spells I can cast. T.
Your mom.
All
I-
right.
I think the three of us better get out of this house before a guard comes by and sees us in it.
That's smart.
I'm gonna
I
put
want to
like
take a look out the window.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wait
put
for
everything.
wait for
yeah,
a clear street and then tell us we can go.
I'm gonna put everything back where like the table where we found it and everything just back to where it was.
Sounds good. Yeah. So you all head on out. I'll say you all get to the rendezvous point you set up with Oberon and Tauros.
You set that up?
I'm assuming you did.
Definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
giving you all the benefit of the doubt.
I feel
You
like
should not do that.
I feel like we would have
so
set up
kind.
somewhere near the tavern, if not in the tavern.
It's just the mayor's house.
Mhm.
We're here to expose you.
And it is it's starting to become dusk. The sun is beginning to set as you all regroup within the tavern.
So any luck?
Yeah, we
Mhm.
while we were exploring the fort, we noticed signs that it had been recently inhabited and that somebody was trying to keep people out. So there's a good chance that somebody's there, and it was trapped pretty decently. So
Oh.
Well, I think we know who might be there. T, if you would do
Really?
the honors.
Well, I don't know if they're hiding there, but she'll grab some sort of like napkin or something to pull it out with,
hmm.
and then dip it right back in.
Give me
before
a sleight of
anyone-
hand check, T.
Yeah.
Can I help her with that?
So
I assume it's trying to hide it from the public.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be nice. You can get the help
22.
action.
Oh, yeah,
So
no,
22.
22.
Hey,
22. Yeah, you managed to slyly provide the emblem without making it obvious to onlookers what you're pulling out.
Okay. Well, how about
was-
this? I have a fancy little spell called Locate Object
Mm-hmm.
that specifically says, alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. Can I try to find something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Since you have this, if you want to find a similar crest of Claudius, yeah, absolutely. What's the range on that? How far out can you find
1,000
something?
feet.
like
I
a
think.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Locate Object. I'm put it in the chat just so we also have it.
So
Yep, 1,000 feet
1,000
from you.
feet.
Okay.
Boros like kind of like sees that and like his brain still got kind of a lot going on, so he doesn't actually say anything. He's just gonna kind of like cast the spell. Is there anything I have to do for it?
Verbal, somatic, and material. But
Yeah, there's no but you can replace
Yeah.
that with your spellcasting focus
Mhm.
or your holy
kinda-
focus
yeah.
for paladin.
He's kind of like has his holy symbol kind of tucked away right now, but I imagine it kind of starts to glow as you see him kind of like looking at this little object for a second as T kind of like takes it out and puts it back, and you see his eyes start to glow, almost like when he enters his demon form. They enter this kind of like bluish yellow color, and he kind of like mutters Claudius under his breath, and he's gonna try and locate the closest one to him.
Why'd you say it like a slur?
Yeah. So you cast locate object, and you get a ping on the one in front of you. But you also get a ping within the village.
Ooh, do I have a direction?
Yes. You have a sense of direction, and I'll say, as a former local, you get the sense that this direction is in the direction of the town hall.
You see his head kind of like almost tilt towards the direction of it as he like takes a deep breath, and then the steam kind of billows out of his nose. There's more, and they're near town hall, if not in town hall.
Did he see just one, or is it multiple? Just to clarify.
You only get
It doesn't
I
tell
only
you
get,
that.
yeah, it doesn't tell me how many. It
Okay.
just says the nearest object.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I don't know how many, but there's more still in town.
Well, shit. I think then perhaps we try to get a room for the night and check out your lead in the morning.
I will say,
Fair. We
as,
go ahead.
as you're talking about this, you do notice, Tauros, that it is on the move.
Ooh, it is actively moving.
Which direction?
Do I have a sense of where it's going?
Yeah. You get the sense that it is leaving the town hall and headed in the direction of a certain fort that you had just arrived from.
Well, good
Cut 'em
news.
off.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. Well, Brian, what are you doing so violently?
My man's whittling.
I'm just scratching down how many times I've been right.
Mhm.
One.
I picked up Willie when I was with the Elaine.
Okay. Do you all want to head and follow that emblem?
Yeah. Do we want to do so? I assume we want. Do we want to try a stealth with the two big boys here?
It would be a group
I'd
stealth
rather-
check, so.
It would be a
I-
group
but
spell.
It slows us down. I'd rather.
It
try
slows. I would rather us
Yeah.
try and just beat them there.
That's fair. Okay, we can do that.
Alright.
As we're going and we're leaving, Oberon's just going to turn to the groups. So, chances ended up being higher than expected. This isn't good.
No.
So sorry, just to confirm, are you trying to just tail this person? Are you trying to cut them
We are
off
trying-
and get to them before they
From
reach
what
the
I
fort?
understand, we're trying to cut them off.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trying to get to them.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine you all would be like waiting until it's within the forest instead of doing this in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'd say give me a group athletics check to try to
Oof.
cut them
Can
off.
because Tauros has his mount and I have wound, can we make ours with advantage?
Yeah, I'll say.
Could be
Oh, wait, we
can use
or
our fancy-
acrobatics.
This is you can't acrobatics your way
No,
out
this
of
this is running. This isn't leaping.
But I'm doing cool flips.
I'm doing backflips.
What if I
please.
backflip the whole way, Jack?
21. I got
just like
21.
one of those street performers. Just
Mhm.
I made it to 10 and I'm proud of that.
All right. Well, the
Papa would be ashamed.
the three highest are 27, 21, and 20. It was a DC 15. So
Nice.
yeah, I'll say
Boys and Essa,
so I'll say
Only me and Edgar failed.
as per usual.
So you all take off into the direction of the woods. You all take a kind of circumventory route to try to avoid directly meeting them within town. And within a few moments, Edgar, I'll say Oberon and Tauros, you manage to overshoot the person, but as you just like take a second, wait in the woods, and then you see an elven woman wearing bearing the emblem of the Claudius household walk out and then see the two of you, and then as she like turns her head, she sees T, Essa, and Edgar behind her. And then she just looks back at Tauros and Oberon and just says, "How can I help you tonight?"
I recognize her at all.
You do not. She, though she's wearing the colors of the Claudius, the emblem, she does not appear to be a member of the Claudius household.
Yeah, I was just saying. Mainly, do I recognize her from like one of the guards at the manor?
In that case, give me a history check.
Actually, wait. Oh no, that's Arcana checks, not history checks. So that's just a nat one.
And that one, then unfortunately, you do not recognize this woman.
Yeah, he just like squints for a second, and again, Oberon doesn't have like any of his like Claudius apparel. He's still got his clothes from when he was with the Athe. T, you the charismatic person. If you don't huff and puffin,
Huff. I'm gonna kill you.
you'd have to catch up to me.
That's so true. Good evening.
We're
we
gonna
were
kill you.
We were wondering what you could possibly be up to at this hour of night.
She just kind of chuckles, and then says, "If you're going to attack me, then you might as well just do it already."
While this is happening, I want to do a perception check to see if there's any movement around us.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's
I'm actually
a
gonna
good idea.
use
While
my
we were cutting
hearing,
her off,
so I'll get it
go
right.
ahead. Sorry.
21. Yeah, perfect.
And while we were trying to cut her off, did it seem like she was in a hustle? Like, was she moving, or was she just kind of trolling?
She was like marching, but it wasn't like
Okay.
she was like
Walking with
rushing.
a purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
Walking
Yeah.
with a purpose.
Right,
Like, I
exactly.
need to get to this place, but I'm not in a rush to get to this place.
Yeah, with your smell check,
This
Edgar.
is a hearing check. I don't always just sniff.
Okay.
No, you just always sniff.
You do not hear the sounds of potential companions of this woman.
But does he smell the sounds?
Do I smell sounds, Jack?
Do you have
Do I smell
synesthesia?
What does your elven
Maybe.
nose smell?
That's
Okay,
later-
now I want to
that's
make
a
a
later
character
blood
of
pressure level.
synesthesia.
As she says that, Oberon's just going to like frown at her, and then in Elvish, he is just going to simply answer the question. There needs to be no need for that.
She narrows her eyes at you and responds in Elvish. On whose authority do you interrogate a member of the Claudius Guard?
Okay, all right.
All right, never mind.
All right,
You're
my
sorry,
bad.
yeah, my bad.
You're free to go, ma'am.
Yeah, you're free to go.
Damn,
Our bad.
good point.
Yo,
Take 10 gold.
fucking Taurus goes to kill her. Oberon, oh, let her cook.
Let her cook.
No, Oberon does narrow his eyes and on the authority that the guards of the Claudius household are in suspicion of are in the suspicions of unlawful use of force
With that, she moves her hands, not like in a I'm going to kill you thing, but she rests her hands on the hilts of the two rapiers at her side. And then she just calmly looks back at you and says, "Well, that's a wonderful allegation, but again, whose authority are you representing?"
And Oberon's looking at her, and I'm saying this name, and I want to, the second I say it, see what her reaction is. The candidate for Mercy of the town of Ellacreek, Malika. Can I insight her reaction to see what her reaction is when I say that?
Yeah, she is going to make a roll. Yeah, give me an insight check.
That's a nat 20 for a 31.
Yeah, she rolled a
Oh,
6.
damn.
She rolled a 6 on her
Ooh.
deception.
Yeah.
So you beat it by 25. And
She confesses to it all.
she just still like her face darkens, and she just says, so you interrogate me on no authority then. This is a waste of time, and I will be leaving. And she begins to march forward.
Oberon at that point is going to hop off Wound and stand in her path.
Edgar's gonna get closer from behind.
Yeah.
Hands not on the weapon yet, but he just looks at her. Simply state what it is that you did with her. We can be done with this and you can have your life.
She just sighs. Give me, hold up. Give me an intimidation check, actually, with disadvantage.
Yep, I figured.
I was like, while he's doing that, something about I have like my
Oh,
dice.
sorry,
here.
that was. I think that was.
You rolled
Deception.
deception instead.
Yeah.
It's the same
I-
modifier. It's the same
Yeah.
modifier.
Okay. Sorry, you were saying something, Essa?
No, I was just saying a joke. I was rolling some real life dice earlier, and I shit you not, 1, 1, 1, 2,
Okay.
all different dice, all different dice. It was 3 1s and a 2.
The DC unfortunately was a 20. And so she just shakes her head and says and says, "I'm honor bound to return to my post. If you continue to attempt to intervene in my duties, then I will have to strike you down where you stand."
You and
Understood.
what army?
This army, as like the whole fucking empire just swarms out of the forest. Understood. And Oberon's going to take a swing at her.
Okay. So I will say this is an initiative. So, yep, combat starts, and we've got Wound going first.
Woo.
Wound goes right there.
Okay.
Wound is going to actually Wound actually would have moved back and then long jump forward to make a pounce attack.
Okay.
Pounce
Nice.
bite attack. So
19 beats her armor class.
that was his initiative, Jack.
Oh, sorry, my
He
bad.
hasn't rolled this attack yet.
26 beats her armor class. She does still have to make a strength saving throw.
Yep, 13 points of damage.
Nice.
She does not get knocked prone.
Beats it by 1. That's rough.
Okay.
Dang.
He has multi-attack, so he can technically do the same thing.
Does he have enough
again.
movement to do that?
It just says if the Elmera Mastiff makes a long jump towards a creature, then hits with a bite attack on the same turn.
Okay.
He has multi-attack for, so technically, if you want to rule it different, I'm perfectly okay with it. But
Hey, I would say that you get 1 pounce per pounce.
okay,
Nat 20 still hits.
for
Oh my
20.
god.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's up.
Right, that's Wound's turn.
All right, on to Edgar.
All right, we're gonna bonus action curve to the right. For 4. Ouch. Oh, we're just gonna take 2 swings.
As you go to swing, Oberon's just going to say, try and take her alive if you can.
I got it. 28.
Hits.
I'll roll the other one.
22 hits.
So first one's 20 damage. And then 18.
She's still up.
Oof, this poor bitch. This poor bitch.
All right. Essa.
Give me 1, I think. There we go. 5, 10, 15. Can I get here or is Wound here?
Wound's occupying that space.
It's right there.
Okay.
You're directly below Edgar and you still have flanking.
Yeah. Wah.
Yep.
First stab with the rapier. 25.
Hits.
I don't think you're getting a second stab.
28 takes her out.
Woo!
Non-lethal, right?
I said non-lethal. I said right before I rolled the damage.
Yep. Yeah, you, all of you, like, literally everyone just swarms her, pounces on her, beats the shit out of her, and she falls to the ground unconscious.
Essa turns to Edgar and goes, I don't know how she thought that was going to go, but it clearly not turned out the way she thought.
The second after she goes unconscious, Oberon's just going to start looking for, like, anything of note on her person. Like, written stuff, like, just anything out of, like, her standard armor and weapon.
She has her armor, weapons, so you see that she has 2 rapiers and a longbow, and quiver. On her person, as you search her, you see that, the the Claudius pin. You do also see a letter on her. It is written in just looking at it, the characters look like Elvish, but it seems like nonsense to you as you try to read it.
Anybody got an idea about this? As I'm going to
might-
show everybody the letter.
It might be a cipher. Might need a code or something. She would probably know it.
She's not going to give it up. Anything else on her person?
Aside from that, that's it.
What kind of armor was she wearing?
+1 ring mail.
Question, Jack. With my time in the rebellion and just in the Colonel Underworld, would I have seen a cipher like? If this is a cipher, would I have seen anything like it?
Give me a history check.
Yeah.
I imagine it's got to be a code breaking
At
section of
13.
the rogue curriculum.
13. You don't recognize this cipher. If you take some time, you may be able to crack it eventually with enough like investigation checks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as like immediately recognizing, you do not.
Yeah, Essa like looks at it and goes, well, it's for sure a cipher, not one I'm familiar with, but give us some time and maybe some help. We can maybe decode this by ourselves. We wouldn't need her.
Let me just roll a d4 real quick. Okay.
Say, in 3 hours, she will be very upsetty spaghetti.
You know,
I look at the what is her like physical appearance like, Jack?
Very plain. Brunette. No makeup or anything. Fairly strong build, but very like lithe. But as far as like distinguishing features, you don't really see any.
T, do you still have disguise self?
Let me double check that. I do.
Remember that face?
I will.
Let me know if it may be a good idea. It would slow you down most likely a lot, but you could wear the armor and take us prisoner.
If I
Maybe
remember
let
correctly, disguise self, you can disguise your clothes too. It's an illusion, so it goes over the entirety.
Okay. I'm
It's not
maybe thinking of
you're thinking of alter.
alter
You're thinking of
self.
alter
Alter
self.
self is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
You make
disguise
yourself,
self is an
including your
illusion.
clothing, armor,
That's not
weapons,
me.
and other belongings, look different.
Yeah.
This one's like a hologram.
And you would be able to take us in potentially without conflict. What are you going to say, Jack?
I was just gonna say, no, yeah, you wouldn't want T wearing that armor because one of the penalties for wearing armor you're not proficient with is that you can't cast spells.
It cast spells.
There we go.
Take us prisoner, quote unquote. Maybe you just have our bag of holding and store some of our weapons in there. Take us prisoner. Maybe we can get in and go from there.
Did you encounter any guard on your way in?
We didn't get that far in, but we did encounter a trap.
All right.
Most likely further ahead there would be more.
I did this with Edgar and T, and I think maybe if we do go the route of us being arrested, there's a possibility that if we play this out, I could again detach my soul and explore around without risk of setting off any traps.
Wait. If Essa's body doesn't require oxygen and is technically dead when he does this, should we
No.
stuff his actual body in the
No.
bag of
Hey, Jack.
holding?
Hey, Jack.
No.
Can we put us in the bag of holding?
So hold on,
Here-
I was
No,
about
no, no,
to
no, no,
say
no, no,
this.
no, 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 no. Flat out, no.
Jack, I was going to give an canon reason.
You're lame.
As Essa's about to say, I don't think I can be very far from my body, but I can at least explore around.
We're gonna need to tie you to
There is a
war
he-
horse or
yeah.
something.
What like this is?
'Cause
He's saying
why
this
would
after.
the pri- yeah.
He's
It's
saying
a-
this
Why would
after
the
we
guard
go in.
bring an unconscious body?
He's saying
Bring a
this like
dead
after.
body. Bring
Yeah.
a
A
dead
dead body.
body.
Bring a
He,
dead
he's saying
body.
this after like we go in and get arrested. Like it's after we've been brought in, basically.
Oh,
He's
so-
saying this basically play
So
out
you-
the whole
you
arrested
die.
Like
thing.
chilling in a cell.
Yeah,
Just
we're
die
chilling in
real
his
Okay.
quick and come back.
He'll look like he's sleeping. Like he'll try to hide his body like he's sleeping, like look
If we
away.
get to that point where we
That-
are actually in prison, then yeah. I don't know
That
if we can
that
get
that's
to
when
that
he's
point.
that's how SSJ is suggesting if that happens, he can do that. But as I explains, there is a tether, so I don't think I can go very far from my body. And this is the first time Oberon and Toros are hearing this.
Yeah.
He goes,
It's the freakiest shit, guys.
It's wild. At least he's telling you before he does it.
Yeah, no,
I-
he just died on us.
God.
What the
Oh.
fuck?
No
now
proof.
I know how it works. Anyway.
I am
Wait,
gonna.
you did it without knowing how it worked?
I kinda just
Oh,
No,
hope it
you
was-
cannot
will-
make that face.
no,
T.
I'm
you
sorry.
cannot make that face.
I will say, that ability would have been explained to
Explained.
you during your training.
Yeah.
It's not that you would have no idea what would happen. It's just maybe you don't.
No,
Yeah,
I,
like-
like
Essa just
as
bullshitting to cover his ass. That's
Yeah.
all this is.
yeah.
Essa knew exactly what would happen. But now he's like, oh, I didn't know.
He just thought it was funny to fuck her and fuck with T and Edgar.
Cannon.
I'm gonna actually take the longbow and the quiver. How many arrows are in that, Jack?
20 arrows.
Cool.
And I will say it is a +1 longbow.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice.
Sweet.
Big bow.
I think we definitely got to tie her up and make sure she's
Oh
disarmed.
yes.
Yeah.
Alright. Are you so you have an unconscious Claudius soldier? Are you?
We are tying her up.
Mhm.
We are
Yeah.
binding her making sure, just in case, gonna bind like her hands and then her fingers together, just in case she's got any form of spellcasting, and then
Save her mana.
gag for no verbal components. Bind her like ankles together. Make sure that she doesn't have any like anything on
Whatever
her that
running.
she could easily use to.
We
Figure
could
stuff
tie her to
out.
Wound and keep her a decent ways outside the fort.
That is
Yeah.
true. So tie her up and then just throw her like a sack of potatoes over
Yeah.
Wound's back.
So you're just keeping her prisoner indefinitely?
Until
What
we
do
do
you
all
mean?
this.
Definitely. Edgar would want
Until
to
we
keep
get
her there,
bored.
but Edgar's like, Oberon will be very upset about that.
Not indefinitely. Listen, we can
We'll
do
kill her
this
I
if
think we're
we
gonna let her go.
if we route this out, then we can at the very least just freaking like let the townspeople decide what they want to do with her if she's actually behind on
Alright.
this
So we're
shit.
gonna kill.
Okay.
So we're gonna kill the other Claudius guards, and not just this one. Or we're gonna do that with every Claudius guard.
No, not every single. I was originally keeping her alive if we wanted to question her, but it seems as if I realized we had disguised self. If you want to kill her, go ahead.
I will say, an option that maybe occurs to some of you is that during times of war, prisoners of war can be used as exchanges for
That's true.
ransom or exchanges of prisoners.
Yeah.
Edgar
If
wanted to
she
kill her, so
was
we
the
kill
Claudius-
her.
If she was a Claudius,
Yeah.
But
this
she
is
may
she's a
hold,
soldier.
but she may hold value to the members of like her platoon.
Yeah.
True.
The,
Which it's not
can I-
guaranteed that it's
Yeah.
So,
how that they potentially got. Could be the Huntress.
could I look at her like armor and her outfit to see if she displays any markings of like a high-ranking soldier?
I'd say with your understanding of like military accoutrement, as it were, there's not really like the equivalent would be that she'd be like a private,
Okay.
like not definitely nowhere near an
She's
officer.
not. She's not an officer.
Private Rianne.
Let's just go as well. She's not necessarily the most high-ranking soldier, so I doubt trying to.
But I'm not saying kill her now. We gotta see what the fuck happens and what's good. I was saying that out of character. Relax.
I know that was me saying
Yeah.
it.
I say we see what the fuck happens in there. Who the hell knows what's gonna go on?
Yeah.
And then we decide after that. Who knows how long she's out for? We'll see. I'm just glad she's not gonna get eaten by animals. So long as she's on one.
We turn over to Woon, and Woon's just like salivating.
No.
Turns
The
out,
warhorse is salivating.
turns out when Woon was with Annie and
Everyone knows
Castor.
warhorses love meat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everybody knows warhorses love the taste of elves.
I think it'd be very counterproductive if elves trained and weaponized dogs that enjoyed eating elves.
Yeah.
Dogs.
I mean, but it'd be proof of their dominance.
Not our
No, it would not. No, it would not. It'd be proof of their
I mean,
stupidity.
Control the thing that tries to kill you.
Well, no, we're saying if we taught him to do it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Oh, I thought you were saying like teach.
I hated the
teach
Yeah.
gift of elvish flesh.
When-
They kept
no.
giving it to
Giving
me.
it to me. And
When I
now
first got here, I hated it. Now I can't get enough.
Oh
I
my
was a
god.
vegetarian when I first got here.
So you all aren't going to wait for her to regain consciousness. You're just going to make
No.
your way to the fort.
Yes.
We know we have at least an hour, I guess. We're many times knocking someone out at
Mhm.
this point, so
It's one thing that's nice about D&D is that if you go unconscious, you can be unconscious for up to 4 hours and not have severe brain damage, unlike the real world, where you have severe brain damage after a few seconds. So you all steel yourselves. You have your prisoner hogtied and strapped across the back of Woon, and prepare yourselves as you begin the march back to Fort Durgan. And As you do so, we look back at Fort Durgan, and the camera like moves into the tunnel, moves further and further down, and then the back of an elven man, standing at attention or not at attention, but standing stiffly, tapping his foot, looking over at a human woman, and says to her, I think we're about done waiting to see if you're going to get rescued. And then as he dramatically turns to face the camera, we see that he is a blonde elf with green eyes and a scar on his right cheek that appears to have once been a puncture wound. As Frederick Claudius looks back at his prisoner and says, I think this is the night that you finally die. And we will see what happens on the next episode of Dice Age.
What kind of tool has the
Whoa.
name Frederick?
This tool, apparently.
Mhm.